Hello and welcome back to the channel, and this one we're going to talk about my desk setup, so let's jump into it. So I've had a few questions recently around my kind of desk setup, what it looks like, or how much money you've kind of spent on it, and to be honest I haven't actually spent that much money on this desk setup at all. So we'll go through that as we go through, but I'm a little bit more frugal, a little bit more upcycly. I like to kind of be creative around things. Like for example, this table here was from a local charity shop for literally £10. So you can pick these things up in various charity shops. I think in America you call them thrift shops, although I could be completely wrong, but do correct me on that in the comments. But yeah, I picked up this table for £10 in a local charity shop. So diving into the actual setup, obviously I've got two monitors. This one is from an old job, and this one is from my wife's work. So she works here as well, which is why you'll see things like a keyboard here and there's a mouse over there as well. So I've got two screens going on. I've also got an iPad here, which you can't see I don't think at the moment, but it isn't like, well, I'll just show you here. iPad here, which I just kind of keep on the overall markets when I'm trading. We've got a couple of hours until market opens, so I'm just getting set up on what I think might actually happen today. Of course, then I've got my kind of Twitter I have here normally. Sometimes I listen to spaces, sometimes I actually join into some spaces as well, give my thoughts on the market. Obviously charts up top here. Sometimes I have charts here and here depending how I'm doing. And on the left here we've got the TTR, which is the trading room, which is only $9 a month, so I do recommend you go and join it. Kind of trading ideas, kind of thoughts and feelings around in the community, and regular updates on plenty of my trades, and obviously just general charting analysis as well. So go ahead and jump into that. The link will be down below in the description. So moving on, I've got this Apple Magic trackpad. I know you're probably thinking, but I've got one here, but sometimes it's a bit weird, but sometimes I like a bit of a wider stance. So I have my right hand over here instead. I know it's a bit weird, but just how I am. But I picked this up years ago, so I thought, might as well put it to use. Underneath the iPad, I've got two notepads, one big one which I make my notes on pretty much daily, and a smaller one from when I'm kind of going out and about, go to a coffee shop and write down some ideas. It's very active. I've kind of write so many notes it's silly, but yeah, that's what I like to do. Behind here, I've got obviously lots of pens. Always handy for me and my wife. The phone charger here as well. Just stick my phone on there whenever I'm trading or whatever, and obviously it'll just charge it off there. Anything like prices and all that kind of stuff, I'll kind of dot in on the screen. Although I think I got that from Aldi or Lidl. In the middle aisles, which if you're English you know what the middle aisles mean. Moving on, we've got the microphone. So this one is the Holland M2 or something like that. I'll stick it on the screen again. It's a really good piece of kit. Obviously I'm using one now, so you can kind of judge how the kind of audio is like. Really small, really concise, you can take it wherever. Obviously it's plugged into the phone as well at the moment, and it comes with these little clips. It's a whole thing. These are my glasses. I put them on basically when I'm supposed to concentrate, which is not very often. Darth Vader holds my glasses. You can kind of see him probably in the light there. And then this one is a Wii Light, literally called Wii Light. You get it on Amazon, about 30 quid. Obviously it's kind of there in the background to give a little bit of depth to this video at the moment. The ring light up there, again I picked up from an old job for about £10–15. Again, they're very accessible online. So overall it's a very cheap setup. Oh no, I forgot to mention this. This is a mouse pad also from Amazon. Again, only like £15–20, I think, roughly like that. So that's not bad at all. So overall this whole setup, apart from the laptop, which was quite expensive back in the day, picked it up in 2019, so it's been going for about six years now. It does struggle a little bit now, obviously with the streaming, obviously multiple screens, it does have its moments, but it's to be expected when it's about 6 years old. I also forgot to mention back here, I'll do like a separate video on top of this. I've got an Anchor kind of port distributor, I don't know how to explain it, but of course you've got the kind of HDMI, you've got the USB-C, and the USB in the middle there as well, alongside obviously the controls for the light behind it. So that's pretty handy. The red one is my charging port, so you can actually charge the laptop through the extra port. Just gives me a bit of extra space on the computer, as you can see here, where I plug in the microphone when I need to, and some various other things that I might need to plug in as well. So that's kind of it really for the whole kind of desk tour, and I hope you kind of got some value from it. In terms of kind of being resourceful, upcycling a few things like the table of course. Obviously there's a few things you need to kind of splash out on. We don't need to, but it helps if you do. Obviously the main bit of kit for me was the laptop, but apart from that, I mean pretty much everything else is fairly cheap, apart from maybe the iPad, but I got that through vouchers. So again, being sustainable, being clever with money is another one there. I'll actually link a video on the screen now for being clever with money. It's a video I've probably done many years ago, but it kind of gives you an insight how I feel about money and kind of saving and spending, etc. And with that, yeah, thank you very much. Make sure you trade safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.